still wait. Hey, welcome everyone to our latest webinar, Web Marketing Strategy. I'm Carly Peterson, and I have Sierra Satao with me, and we are Technology Angel. And we want to talk to you a bit today about web marketing, how you can be successful, and how you can kind of hold yourself accountable to make sure that you actually do the web marketing that you intend to do. Sometimes, you know, you have good intentions of, oh, I'm going to write this blog, I'm going to do this video, I'm going to do all these different ads, and then 10% of that actually happens. And that can be a real challenge. And so I thought, you know, this would be a good topic for us to talk about today and try and help you through that and help you see, you know, how you can maybe do less and get more out of it in a lot of ways. So let's get going. So the first thing really is setting a goal. You need to know what you want your marketing to accomplish. You need to know what kind of customer you're wanting to attract, because that's going to determine where you market. And then you need to have that solid end result in mind to know where to invest your money and what kind of marketing would be most successful. And that part is really important. You know, you should think about making your goal specific, measurable, and attainable. So you shouldn't try to set a goal for something that's not, that you've never done before, maybe. Like, oh, I'm going to blow it out of the water here. I'm going to have this incredible number of people show up to my business. I'm going to triple my customers. That's not realistic. You need to think about what your typical response is, and then a little bit, something like that. So let's say maybe you typically get 1 to 2 new customers a month. Let's try to get 4 customers. You know, something like that, where you're not trying to go viral or make this incredible growth happen at once. For one, you may not even really be ready for that. So it's probably a good idea not to. But also make sure that you've thought about what things are most successful in your business. Do people typically give you a call when they become your client? Do they send you an email? Do they interact with you on your website? Do they follow you on your social media channels? You know, how do you get your customers now? That's a good place to start for where you should increase your marketing. Oops, I double clicked. So where should you advertise? Now, depending on who you want to attract, this is going to differ. This is just, and then I've got some things that I've noticed and heard from other people. For business-related work, LinkedIn has been a popular choice for a long time now. I think you've heard that too, Sierra, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's a great place to market a lot of businesses.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a growth there. It's been a big change from the past, where it was, you know, put an ad in the paper, you know, different weird ways that we would advertise to try to get another business interested in having you as a client, or what, you know, or as being your client. And that's you know, LinkedIn has become a really great networking tool for people whose clients are other businesses. So that's a great place to look if that's you. And then if your clients are 25 or older, Facebook is a really good option. I know a lot of people have said lately that Facebook is becoming less popular, or that the younger crowd is moving to other things like Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter and these other areas. But if your clients are typically 25 years or older, Facebook is still a really good option for you. There's quite users in that. And I myself, for our business, have seen more activity on Facebook than anywhere else still, even though it's supposed to be losing steam. And then finally, Google, really excellent for pretty much any kind of customer, because of the fact that if you need something, you Google it. And we're all similar in that way. And so if you know what people are trying to find when they hire you, then you can use that information, tell Google what you want people to call you about, and then you can put in an ad on Google and it'll have you show up as one of the first results instead of maybe the third, fourth, fifth result. Because you've paid them, they'll put you first. And then also they make it easier to track as well. So it's a good one. Of course, you need to think about what kind of response do you want. So do you want more clients or customers? Do you want more social media followers? Do you want more affiliates or partners? Do you want them to call your business? Do you want them to send you an email? You should really consider what drives your success now. Hopefully you know that, and how increasing the number of people that take that action could happen. And you really definitely, anytime you're running a promotion, you want to be keeping in mind whether or not it's actually causing the response that you want. So you should look at that and see. So are you getting calls that you wanted? Are you getting social media followers that you wanted? Throughout the time that you are running your promotion, you will be thinking about that. And then, of course, another important piece is creating a timeline or a schedule. I think this is probably one of the most important parts. Making sure that you actually have a plan for how you're going to interact with people. So, for example, you have your set tasks at certain times. So let's say you're going to do something similar like what we're doing right now. You're going to have a live event. You should have a plan for, okay, I'm going to post to this social media outlet and this social media outlet, and I'm going to do that at these different times so that I know leading up to the event, different people, the audience that I want to see it is aware of the event that's coming. And then you want to make sure that you actually have time for this too. So make sure it's attainable for you. Make sure you are creating the content and promoting it on social media adequately. Otherwise, it may be a bit of a waste for you. Don't spend money on marketing something if you're not going to have time to complete it. And announce it ahead of time to your audience. That's really helpful, both to tell people it's coming and make sure they're aware of it, and that they then at some point check it out. Or it's also important because it holds you to that. Now you've promised it. Now you have to deliver it. And it makes it easier in a lot of ways to not let it go. Not to say, oh, next week, because you've already told everyone it would be this week. So it makes it much easier, at least for me, to stick to it if I tell people when it's going to be. Okay, now I have to do it. And holding yourself accountable is a big, big piece. And creating a schedule makes that easier. So if you create a schedule, you'll see, oh, I have this other stuff going on in my calendar. And so set it to the times that make sense for you. You know, I've been doing this webinar series all summer. And anytime that I have some big event where I'm going out of town, or you know, any other thing that I know is going to get in the way of me doing this work, then I don't plan it for then. I plan it for a time when I'm home, when I know I'm going to be free to do it. Important. And keeping yourself on that schedule as best you can. Obviously, you know, there's going to be times when you lose that schedule, but do you have any tips, Sierra, for people on that?
No, it sounds like you got it covered.
Thanks. Tried. So another important piece is collecting data. You've got to make sure that you have ways to monitor what responses you're receiving, to keep track of what's working and what isn't. That way, if you're keeping track of that as you go, then you can adjust your marketing plan, and you'll learn where your best response is coming from and how to succeed, to shift your investments to match what's working. And this is something that's really, really important. I've done a few different promotions for my business here, and I can say that in every instance there was a way to collect data. So if you're unsure about that, reach out to someone like us to help you, because there's a good chance that the service you're using does have analytics, does have data that it's collecting, because they want you to think that it's working. They want you to do it again and continue to pay for it. So they give you that option to see what's working and what's not. And there's also tools that you can use to kind of roll all of that data together. So if you've got multiple promotions running, or you have multiple ways that people are coming into your website and you need to see where all those pieces are, reach out, because we know a lot of different tools for helping track that data. Anything more about that, Sierra?
No, that's the biggest thing is knowing where to get that data. I don't think I can think of a software program that is out there for marketing that doesn't have that information. So, and then being able to understand what that data is. And so if you have a hard time with that, absolutely, we're here and we can hopefully help you understand what numbers you're getting and how to move forward with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Another awesome thing is that there are promotions out there. You may be seeing these all the time. I know I certainly do. I get mailed something from Google that says you get $100 in free advertising when you spend $50. And LinkedIn and Facebook, the same thing. They're constantly trying to get me to do a little bit more advertising, and they'll offer you free advertising. And it, make sure you read the fine print. But it's a really great opportunity to begin, especially beginning your marketing if you haven't been doing much, because you can see what's working and what isn't without paying hardly anything. And that's really great. And even if you're not sure, like let's say maybe you're not sure if Facebook or LinkedIn is the best tool for you, but you've got this offer for free advertising, well, you may as well give it a shot and see how it goes. It may surprise you. Cool. All right. So now it's time to talk about, does it seem like too much work? Because I know it can be daunting, and we can help. This is what we do. A lot of actually what we do is help businesses with their marketing, doing the technical work to make it happen. If you can write the content, so if you know what the email should say, or the message or website or whatever it is should say, and you tell us what that is, we can build it. That's what we're here for. So, reach out to us if you've got a project, a marketing project that you need help with, and that maybe you don't have quite all the time you need to manage, or you need help figuring out whether or not it's even working. Let us know. We'd love to help you with that. Here on that one?
Yep, we're here, ready and willing. And being that we've done some of this marketing stuff, we usually can give suggestions and help with that too, which is always nice to have some feedback.
That's right. That's right. Yes. We've done this before, and not just for ourselves, but for other companies. And so we've seen a lot of different scenarios and different ways that people in their business are using the web to market. And so we may have some suggestions for you too on how you can leverage that yourself. Another piece that I wanted to talk about is automating your marketing. This is really a great idea if your business is ready for it. Obviously there's cost related to having a CRM or a marketing automation tool, but it can be such an asset. It's so nice when you have something that works on its own. So let's say You have a customer who reaches out to you and sends you an email. Have one of these marketing automation tools set up, the minute they send you that email, they get another email back. Maybe you have it set up that when they send an email to whatever email address, it sends an email back saying, hey, thanks for reaching out. We'll be getting in touch with you soon. And then you can reach out to them personally as soon as you get a chance. But they get that immediate response from you. Another way, let's say you've got somebody coming to your website and downloading some free tool. If you have to manage all of that yourself, and every time someone comes to your website and says, send me this thing, then you have to email it to them instead of having an email already set up that goes out that says, here's that tool you wanted. And if you need something more, call me. You know, all that stuff can be built in. You can have web pages that automatically trigger emails. You can have social media posts that are triggered by email newsletters that are sent out or blog posts that are posted. It's beautiful and cool. Don't you think so, Sierra?
Oh, absolutely. And can be a great time saver. A few minutes, you know, a little bit of time at the front, but then it just kind of runs in the background. So.
Yeah. I think for an established business that knows how to grow their business and have their customers coming in, let's say you're 100% sure that these different ways that you put out offers is the right thing, but it's just too much time, then definitely you need a CRM or a marketing automating tool. And really, there's so many of them now, I don't even feel like I need to give any names because it's going to be so specific to your market. There's half a dozen to even a whole dozen tools that are specific to your industry that do this type of thing. So that's a really cool thing that's been happening with marketing automation. Yeah. I think that's pretty much everything I have. I think I wanted to review a bit here and just kind of go over each of the pieces we're talking about here. So the first thing for what action you want your customers to take and what response you expect from your marketing. If you don't do that, you won't know whether or not you're succeeding. You'll have a vague idea maybe, but you really won't know unless you say, okay, we normally get this many customers and I want to have this many customers come in this time during this promotion. And then you can measure, okay, did I meet that goal? And what could I do differently next time to meet it? I didn't meet it. And if you did meet it, woohoo, you know. And from your goal, you would determine the most appropriate place to invest in your advertising. And then after you know where you want to advertise and what kind of thing you need to do, so what kind of action you want customers to take, then you can create a timeline or schedule and stick to it. So you'll know what pieces you need to build as far as like, do you need to write a blog? Do you need to prepare a live event? Do you need to make a regular social media postings? And then stick to that schedule that you've made. And then obviously, while you're doing all of the promotion, you should collect the data. And like I said, it's pretty much collected for you, but you need to look at it. And then you can adjust as needed to get the response you want and take advantage of promotions to get free advertising. It's a really great one. So I think that's all we have for you guys today. It's a short one, but important. I think web marketing can be something that all businesses feel like they need, but very few businesses feel like they're doing right. So really reach out. We'd love to help you get to where you want to be with it. It's a valuable tool when you take advantage of it. And we want to help you with that. Anything more from you, Sierra?
Nope, we're here and ready and to answer any questions or just to bounce some ideas or to actually do the work. So give us a call.
Yes, give us a call. I've got our phone numbers up here. You can visit us at technologyangel.net. And then my direct number is 541-362-1128. And Sierra is 541-761-4371. We hope to hear from you soon.